What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 177.
We are so close to 200. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Next year, friends.
Yes. Welcome. We are bringing you that Monday Energy Live. If you're watching us live, join us over in the live chat. And if you're watching later, awesome. Welcome. Comment down below on the stuff we're going to talk about. And quick introductions. Hello, I'm Carrie Lane.
And I'm Kiri Callaghan.
And welcome our special guest.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm Kiri Callaghan. I'm also a K name.
Hell yeah.
And you can follow, there's information, which we'll put up again at the end, but there you go for all the new folks here. We are going to chat with Kiri for a bit, then we're going to do anime news, and we're covering Gotchi, as well as Spy Family, recommendations for other stuff to check out, and a lot more. So stick around for all of that. And real quick before we get started, we have new people in the chat. Hello, Dave says, hope everyone's good. Yes, thank you everyone for waiting.
Hello.
Cassidy says hi. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, and I love this. Morningstar Bamf says, aw, so wholesome. Yay!
Only an appearance, friend.
Mwahaha. Yes, everyone, welcome. And let's get right into it. So, Kiri, you have something very exciting happening tomorrow. And that's a big reason. One, we know you, we're friends with you, and you're an amazing human being. But tell us what's happening tomorrow.
I just like had it go across like jaws. This little thing is finally officially gracing the shelves. If you have gone into a Barnes & Noble before, it might have already snuck onto the shelves. This is the Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder. It is my traditional publishing debut, which is very exciting for me. Which just means like one of the bigger dudes actually like did some of the work for me, which was very nice. I didn't have to format it myself. They paid for this amazing cover artist. This is made by Lisa Perrin. Who's made by Perrin on Instagram. She's amazing. She's also done her own book that she's written and illustrated called The League of Lady Poisoners.
Ooh.
Okay.
So on brand. But this is a sort of modern day homage to Sherlock Holmes with sapphics, fae, and magic, if that's your thing.
So all the fun stuff.
Shocking for me. Cassie.
So tell us a little bit about the book then, like the elevator pitch for anyone who's in our audience who isn't familiar.
Honestly, that was the elevator pitch. As it was like, all right,
I was going to ask you.
It's a modern day, it's like, modern day Sherlock Holmes with sapphics, fae, and magic. Boom.
That's fair. That's fair.
You were saying mentioning with a bigger publisher. Did you time it to come out during spooky season? Because this feels like a nice cozy read for that.
It is a cozier read. I would say, however, as I have been a big consumer of cozy fiction over the years, this is closer to Agatha Christie cozy than it would be, say, Murder, She Wrote. Actually, I think even Murder, She Wrote can get a little bit more gruesome than some of the cozy fiction that I've read these days, where I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah. Which is totally fine, but it's a broad spectrum I have come to find, and we worked very hard to be like, set the tone with a content warning and a letter to the reader of like, hey, here's what to expect. Everything will be okay, but like it might get a little dark here and there, just so you know, and here's what to expect. But yeah.
Hello, Noah. Laura.
Hello, Noah.
Hi. Nice.
Honestly, it's really helpful to have something like that at the beginning of the book. So
absolutely,
what influenced your decision to put that there, to give the reader the content warnings, the introduction to the tone, etc.?
Because I really love that kind of fiction, but I've also been a little bit macabre and learning very much how cognitive semantics and about like, what does this word mean to you? And it means something very different to me, and wanting to be clear about going into it. Of when I say cozy, I'm talking more, I describe it as more of a thing of hygge, which is a Danish term for, it roughly translates to cozy, but more appropriately, it's sort of that feeling you get when you're inside and it's storming, like raging outside, and you're safe from it, or you're wrapped in a blanket with a loved one watching a scary movie. And I, in that intro, describe it as, in order to feel truly like that peak level of coziness, the idea of hygge is that you have to be aware of the danger you are safe from. And that was sort of how I approached the murder part of the book of Magic and Murder.
Nice.
Okay.
I see Cassidy is a longtime fan. Says, I remember when Kiri came up with the premise. That's been the elevator pitch from the start. All right.
Excellent.
Yeah, Cassidy's an old brain just is not functioning.
Friend, writing buddy,
supporter, fan.
Friend and supporter, and
cheer squad.
My brain, look, this was full of coffee when I started because the Monday vibes were Mondaying, and yet
Monday's Monday.
The tagline on this show is Big Monday Energy, which is something we tend to say whenever we screw up reading a press release, can't find a word when we're talking about a show, forget a character's name, which I do all the time. So Big Monday Energy, fit right in.
100%.
Now, you're no stranger to writing. Where did the initial spark come from for this book, and what made you be like, I want to make this story now, and plans for more with this one?
So normally I always start with characters. This one was actually started by the concept of the world, which is a very different process for me. And then Cassidy, whatever Kiri calls me fits. You're lovely and amazing. You take that to your ego and you don't let it ever go away.
We also have Giga Derek in the chat. Hello, Giga Derek.
Hi.
Screaming from the void, as is their usual.
So I loved Sherlock Holmes growing up, as many of the mystery fandom does, but I learned a little bit more about Arthur Conan Doyle because they don't call me Curiosity for nothing. And I found the weird dichotomy of that man fascinating. If you don't know too much about the writer who created Sherlock Holmes, he created Sherlock with the idea of being out of focus. What's happening? There we go.
There we go.
My camera was like, I also have Monday energy. He created Sherlock Holmes with this idea of a lot of the detective stories at the time would kind of get to the summation, and there'd be some clues the detective would reveal that weren't actually in the story. And Arthur Conan Doyle got really annoyed by that, of like, no, they should be able to solve along with him. Like, maybe they don't have his same knowledge base. So his challenge was essentially, they might not be able to solve it because they're not Sherlock. They don't have the same knowledge he does, but they will have all the same clues. He was very we get that beautiful line that is very famous to the character, roughly, once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be true. And so that idea of like logical conclusions. At the same time, and this is very imperative, he was deeply into the spiritualism movement. If you're not super familiar with that, it was the time where like mediums were getting a lot of fame and whatnot. And a lot of them, at least that we know of, were debunked, some of whom even by Houdini, because Houdini got very angry that there were these people who were using the same tricks he used to entertain and delight to take advantage of the vulnerable and grieving. And so you had this illusionist going around basically going, no, I'm going to show exactly how you did this because I am not a supernatural being. And look, I just did exactly what you did because I know how you did it. And in fact, he had a brief friendship with Arthur Conan Doyle and did this for him in his private home. Like, so it's like, look, I had nothing was set up beforehand. Like, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this particular trick. I'm not going to show you exactly how it's done because then, magicians and illusionists, you don't want to violate that code, but I will show you that I can do it. And I promise you, this was not done through supernatural means. The unfortunate thing is when he did this, Arthur Conan Doyle just kind of concluded with like, nah, can't fool me, wizard. Like he was fully in belief that this was just proof that Houdini was supernatural. And I thought that was fascinating that you have this man who created one of the most logical minds in literature. He based him off of his mentor. I believe his name was John Bell. No, Is John Bell? I could be wrong. I'm terrible with remembering names off the top of my head. And again, Monday energy. But off his mentor and a little bit off his own work, because forensics was such a very new thing around the time where there was no real like aspects of it existed, but it was not part of police procedure. And so there was a lot of that coming, where doctors and such the like would be helping kind of implement it more. And I just was floored by this idea of like this man who wanted to believe so much in the fantastical. There's even a very silly story about him getting kind of obsessed with, I believe it was called the Cottingley fairies, which were these doctored photographs by these young girls using illustrations of fairies and, passing them off as real fairies in the photos. And even though multiple people had been like, no, this is clearly fake and shown it evidence, he believed so firmly in it. He wrote a book to as a companion with it, called The Cottingley Fairies. I believe it's just simply titled that as well. It's not a long book, but I think it might be more of like a longer essay. But that really kind of stuck with me, of this idea of, I'd like to think like maybe it's just a matter of he wanted something fantastical so much and to believe that there was so much more out there, which I feel like is not really that different than, when we turn to religion, about wanting there to be something bigger than us that we don't understand. But he wanted it so much that he was even willing to kind of disbelieve his own eyes. And I'm like, well, what if both of these could be true? Like, what would that look like? And that's kind of how I came up with this world of a secret fae society hidden away in London. Excuse me. And this sort of idea of not Houdini. I do not name him, but because I think it would be very disrespectful to, even in an alternate universe, imply that Houdini had actually been magical and was kind of debunking people to sort of keep that world hidden. But the idea of a warlock who was using his magic to sort of like go, nope, during this time, we're just going to silence things. If someone is legitimately trying to expose our world with showing off their magic, we're going to make them look like a fraud. And then all of these different things to be like, nope, everyone shush. We're going to keep our ways secret. And that's kind of what became the spark, is just being fascinated with like, what would that world look like if both of these things about this very complicated man were actually true?
Fun.
Very long-winded, but that's where it came from.
Fabulous.
I'm over here taking notes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like, that is fascinating.
Right? And then from there, of course, you'd have to like, all right, how do you truly honor that idea? You do a loose Sherlock Holmes homage.
So you're just a casual fan. Yeah. That was sarcasm. Yes.
I'm never going to be, I won't be that person who like will argue like, because I've read all of them once, but there's some that I'm like, I rarely go back and reread a book.
Sure.
Even if I really enjoy it. Okay. So if like media comes out, I will consume the new adaptation, but I will never be that person usually who harps on certain things. Yeah. Because, my brain can't contain what I did 5 minutes ago. Why would I get grumpy at someone because they're like, I don't know, unless they're getting snotty about it. I did at one point. I'm like, actually.
It's like, we do not start the fights, but we finish them.
Sometimes. I don't know.
Sort of thing. So I need to know what your favorite Sherlock adaptation is then. Or your top few.
So oddly, I think I really did enjoy the Guy Pearce, the first movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. I thought that was delightful.
It's a nice romp.
Right? Because Guy Pearce, I think, was the director.
I believe so.
I thought that was delightful. And I think oddly close behind it, one of my favorites that I will rewatch often is Elementary with Lucy Liu and the gentleman whose name I cannot remember right now off the top of my head.
Right.
Guy Ritchie. I was like, no, that's not right.
Guy Ritchie. Thank you.
Guy Ritchie. I was like, sure. No,
No. Guy it was Ritchie, a different guy. Thank you.
Yeah. Guy Ritchie was very fun. Yes. Guy Ritchie, who is very
Guy
Ritchie.
As you
kind of
Thank
said,
you.
I'm a big Guy Ritchie movie fan of like I'm like, I'll watch it, but they're very stylized, so yeah, it goes with it.
Yeah, and I mean I love when someone makes a stylistic choice that serves.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, this is great.
Have you seen
plus
Ms. Sherlock?
I love how have I seen Miss Sherlock? I have not.
There's a Japanese show called Ms. Sherlock, and they gender swap Sherlock Holmes and Watson. And it's like Watson is Watto-san. So Watson.
That's adorable.
It's like
excellent.
Same.
Yeah.
They're both
excellent.
women.
And
one day they might kiss.
Unfortunately, it's only one
day.
season, but it's very entertaining. But
I love that. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
I also liked how petulant they made Robert Downey Jr.'s.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's very often, and I also did that a little bit with my Hemlock is her last name.
Mm-hmm.
But we will every now and then in my house just quote the "you wear a jacket," just like how petulant he is, and it's like, yeah, absolutely, because it's just like those moments of like, oh, you need to be in control, and when you're not, oh, you don't handle it well, and just finding those little moments of like what brings that out in you, and what does it tell us about you as a character, and.
The Venn diagram overlap of being the smartest guy in the room and the need to be a little shit.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to. No, I won't. Never mind.
We're all like,
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
I'm going to say the controversial thing, I'm sure. Oh. And that's I strongly dislike the BBC Sherlock.
Same. Okay. Here, man.
I think it could have been really great, but and it's an issue with Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat and their very clear disdain for the source material.
Okay.
Remind me after this. I have a video to send you. It's about 2 hours long.
Oh, I guarantee you, I've seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I love him so much. And I'm like, yes.
Okay.
As one who defended it, though, I was like, I don't know as much, but I feel they started off strong and then they kind of veered off.
Yeah, I think the first episode had promise, and then it's if I was gonna be nitpicky, I could go back and go, okay, there were this and this and but I did enjoy the first season, especially because we hadn't seen really a take like that done, and I thought they had such lovely like back and forth chemistry, and I love Martin Freeman, I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I was like, all right, I'm here for this. They've got a great rapport. My issue was 100% with the writing, and it was the fact that I always get a little when like the fact that everything led back to Moriarty. I'm like, come on, guys. But my biggest issue was the whole point, as I talked about earlier. His whole point was wanting to give you all the information, and repeatedly, that show kind of spat on that idea, and like. At certain points, Sherlock would come in and like, oh, I called this person and found this out. And like it was impossible to solve along with it. And the video that Katie mentioned, I was so excited. I can't remember when it first came out, but I do remember shrieking as I watched it going, yes, this, just getting so mad. Because I'm like, I'm fine with so many different choices and adaptations, but that one choice to just continually refuse
blindside the audience.
Yeah, I was like, no, this is the cheapest thing you can do in the mystery genre, and was literally the antithesis to why the character of Sherlock was created. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm fine with I'm not a snob about it. I'm fine with so many other changes. Like, I mean, I freaking love The Great Mouse Detective. I think that's also a fantastic adaptation.
It's
frankly, and I'm like, it's a mouse. It's a mouse, and like there's
Vincent
so
Price
many
is a
things
singing
that were
rat,
changed.
and he's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, no,
right.
But I'm like, I am not snobby about my adaptations, but that felt such a betrayal of the audience, and just so I'm like, everything else I'm fine with. I think so many people who went into it are great. Yeah. I think they were unfortunately at the hands of Stephen Moffat. Just shouldn't be a showrunner, but that's my only personal Anyway,
all valid points.
Just like,
Well,
man,
it's just like I like the
Circling it back
here going.
to-
yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, I was like one of those. One, we could probably keep talking forever.
could.
Two, circling it back to your book and
Mhm.
pivoting off of critiquing a thing.
Mhm.
You know, the artist puts their work out into the world, and who knows how it'll be received. How are you feeling going into release day of your book coming out tomorrow?
Pretty darn good. I'd recommend having a wife to anyone, first of all. Because my wife has done this glorious thing of I don't look at Goodreads ever. I just
Fair.
don't. It's just safer to not touch it. Even though I don't feel like I'm very sensitive about the writing aspect, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, we have all met in the great city of Los Angeles. We have all dealt with the odd beast that is the film industry. And when I first came out here, I was trying to do acting, and then I realized I was more in love with storytelling. And so a big thing for me has become, at this point, between casting directors, agents, and whatnot, I have had every piece of my appearance picked at and like ripped at. And things that I can't change. Like, yeah, some things are like, you know, they fluctuate or whatnot, but sometimes it's a matter of like, you're too old, or you're too young, or you're too short. And I'm like, I can't do anything about that. And they're never meant to be mean, but they also don't soften any of it either.
Yeah.
So dealing with any critique around my writing is kind of this thing of, I'm like, it's not going to be for everyone, but also my writing's getting better every day. That's a skill I am working to hone. You don't like it today? That's fine. You might not like it tomorrow, but maybe you will. It's getting better every day. But this is a snapshot of what my writing was in 2024, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I think we might have done the last pass early 2025, but that's it. That's what this is. I've read parts of it since then and been like, I would write that differently now. And that's okay. But it's like, it's just, at this point, going into release day, my biggest hope is that enough people enjoy it enough to tell their friends, and they buy enough copy. I know it's never going to be just based on, I'm in an odd niche. I know I'm never going to be like the big mainstream thing, and that's fine. But I would love for it to catch on enough that, you know, my publisher goes, hey, let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more. And like, you know, because I've got quite a big plan for this series, and it'd be great to be able to do that with their support, just because doing it on your own is a lot more work. And my ADHD just would prefer not to do that on my own.
Now that you know the glory of someone else doing the formatting.
Oh my gosh, I hate it. It's the worst in the world. The formatter, I'm like, bless you.
Well, also share, and then also I would say last bit too, you shared online your advice for writers out there with critiques of what they should read.
Oh, yes. Honestly, if you're ever feeling tempted to like go look at your own reviews, go look at the 1-star review of an author you would never say the horrible shit that your imposter syndrome says to you. We literally looked at, I love Terry Pratchett, which will become very obvious as people read this, because I too have footnotes that firmly have a tongue planted in the cheek.
I'm very excited to see your footnotes, not gonna lie.
Thank you. And we found one that was like, it was about Guards, which was one of our favorites, and Angelique shared it with me, and it was literally like, this would have been so much more enjoyable if this artist didn't have to make a joke every 3rd sentence. This is for the people with the worst sense of humor. And I thought that was hilarious.
Wow.
I remember I've read some of Lemony Snicket and Douglas Adams, and they're all, I mean, everybody has haters, and so many of them, of just these 1-star reviews of like, I hated it. It had this and this and this. And like, if you don't like a dumb pun, you might not like it. And that's okay. That's fine. But it was I think it's such a wonderful affirmation of you will not be for everyone. And that's okay. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, someone's review is not even about you. It's about how they related to it. And that's okay. Like, that baffled me to be like, okay, well, this guy clearly does not enjoy wordplay. That's fine. That's literally almost the majority of Terry Pratchett's storytelling. So
you really can see that in the one where the point went here, you know?
Yeah, where you're just like, and that's okay. And I think that's just such a lovely, when you ever feel tempted, just go do that instead. And then it gets funny to me. I just find it very hilarious. I'm like, oh, what's my favorite? This? Great.
Well, we wish an amazing book launch to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming
tomorrow
on.
and in the coming
Thank
weeks.
you for having me and letting me ramble.
Are you doing any fun stuff to promote the books or promote yourself or anything like that?
I am this week. So tomorrow, I on my Instagram, which is boop boop. You find me everywhere under this. On my Instagram, I'm doing at 3 p.m. PST a interview with a lovely bookstagrammer, and then on Wednesday, if you're in the Los Angeles area, I will be at the Ripped Bodice at 7 p.m. Tickets are still available, I believe. And then on Thursday, I will be in Sierra Madre, which is near Pasadena, if you're also in the LA area, at Fables and Fancies. And they're two very different events. One is going to be more like interview based. The other one is a little bit more party. I'm bringing some lemon tarts with Earl Grey whipped cream that are also in the back of the book.
Yay!
You put a recipe in there too?
I do. There are 3 recipes that are actually made by my Hearth Witch in here, but they are also all from my own personal. One is from one of my grimoires, and one is, I mean, it's still mine, but then the other is just
Love that.
stuff I've made for years. And
Aww.
One was a experiment that I came up with during the pandemic of just when we were all baking and trapped, and I'm like, I must do something.
And this book has everything.
Thank you.
Yay. Well, once more, in case people didn't see it, follow down here, especially if you're in the LA area, to be up to date on location and events, because I assume you'll be posting about it as well on there.
Yes, all my events are on my Instagram is the easiest way to find it because I pin it to the top. Oh, I'm also going to be in San Francisco on the 18th for the Wild Hunt Fae Ball, which is going to have So come see me. Come do nerdy shit with me.
And your website is linked down in the description for if people want to know more and find more information. You can check the description down below. Yay! Well, thank you again so much for joining us. It was so fun talking to you about your book.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your show.
Thank
Thank you. Have a lovely evening and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye, loves.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, when you talk to your friends, I feel you can talk forever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Absolutely.
I was like, wait, we could go on way longer, but it's like, yay, thank you so much.
It's just like, have we mentioned that we love her? Because
She's
we
adorable.
love her. I keep hitting this microphone. I'm still not used to it being here. Like, right.
Well, thank you, new people.
Yes, hello.
And welcome. Stick around. So now let's get into the things we're excited about, which is news and announcements.
I can get the party started if you'd like.
All right, go for it.
All right, because I have all of them right up in here. So coming up soon, I believe it's actually this coming weekend, isn't it? New York Comic Con.
Woo!
So we have a release from Toei Animation set to showcase One Piece and Digimon Beat Break at New York Comic Con 2025. Programming lineup celebrates series with special guest panels, booths and pop-ups, card giveaways, autograph raffle, and more. So this looks like a blast. At this year's event, Toei Animation will showcase both its longest-running episodic series, One Piece, and its newest episodic series, Digimon Beat Break, with a mix of location-based entertainment experiences, from its exhibition booth and pop-up stores to special guest panels and photo ops to card game giveaways and an autograph raffle. So I am going to take us down to the schedule, because it looks like the schedule is going all weekend long.
All right.
On Thursday, we have the Toei Animation booth in the Javits Center, booth 2403, including a special autograph raffle for an autograph session with Megumi Han, voice of Gekkomon and star of Digimon Beat Break, on Saturday the 12th. Yes, we have a Digimon Beat Break photo op in the same area, and we have the One Piece X Mercer Lab events, which we did talk about in our previous episode, also going on at 21 Day Street from 5 to 10 p.m. On Friday, those continue on, as well as the One Piece panel at 12:45 at the Empire stage. Saturday, continuing on with the booth, the Beat Break photo op, and the One Piece and Mercer Labs co-op. And then Sunday, with all of those still going, we have the 12:30 in room 405, the Digimon Beat Break panel, and the 3 p.m. autograph session with Megumi Han. So if you are a Digimon person, if you are a One Piece person, you are going to have a very good time at New York Comic Con. You're going to have a good time at New York Comic Con anyway, let's be real.
Yes.
But those two specifically sound like a lot of fun.
Yep.
Continuing on with the New York Comic Con news, Manga Mavericks Books heads to New York Comic Con, new North American manga publisher, to host a panel and offer several new titles for sale at the nation's biggest pop culture convention. So again, that's this weekend from October 9th through 12th. Manga Mavericks Books will be located in booth 2242. And let's see, we have a few titles that'll be on sale. We have Bonds. We have Alternative, Self-Linear Note. We have Zigoku's Foreman, which has an amazing title, honestly. We have Senpai no Kohai. And also, yes, those will all be available at New York Comic Con. So make sure you check out the Manga Mavericks booth. It's nice to see a new manga publisher in an industry that doesn't have a lot of new publishers popping up all the time. And it's good to see them having a presence at a huge event.
Yeah.
Great. Speaking of manga publishers, little to the side, Tokyo Pop launches branded merchandise for top anime, manga, and manhwa properties. And I think what I love about this the most is that the first two things that are listed, both of which become available tomorrow, October 7th, are a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood advent calendar and a Sword Art Online advent calendar. So if you're me, like
That's
me,
awesome.
and you like to get yourself an advent calendar every year for funsies, and because it's nice to have a little treat every day, and if you are a fan of FMA Brotherhood or SAO, these become available tomorrow on the Tokyo Pop website, so grab yourself one. Yeah. We have figurines. We have playing cards for Attack on Titan, Dr. Stone, Fairy Tail, and Tokyo Ghoul. And these are, decks of, 52 and 2 Jokers playing cards. We have tote bags. There's just all sorts of stuff. I'm still stuck on the advent calendars, honestly. That to
I was going to
me
say, does
is
it tell you what's
hysterical.
inside? Like, are they candies or is it
high quality collectible items, buttons, sticky notes, coasters, mini booklets, pencils, and more?
Okay, that's
That
really
is
cool.
the FMA one, and the SAO one is cards, acrylic stands, badges, stickers, and more. So
that's cool. Yay!
Seriously, yeah.
No,
So they're not candy advent calendars; they're fun stuff advent calendars.
That's fun. Yeah.
And if you've never done an advent calendar for yourself, it's worth it. You get them early, you start opening them on December 1st. The last day is either the 24th or the 21st, and it's just a little gifty for yourself every day. It's nice. It's nice to have a little treat during what can be a stressful season.
Yeah.
And again, they make really good gifts.
Interactive. Yeah.
Interactive. Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving for 25 days in December.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Tokyo Pop, for letting us know. I love those.
Cassidy says, I've only had chocolate ones. Those sound fun. Yeah, I like that. I've heard of alcohol ones. My friend had a wine or a beer one, or maybe both over different years.
I did the Bon Maman Jam one. I've done several tea advent calendars because Adagio's is usually pretty good. So is Tea Forte. And I did, it's not Japan crates. I did Boxu's really fancy, like gifts from Japan calendar last year. which was all sorts of Japanese snacks and like a cute pair of chopsticks and a little bowl and a little like kitsune figurine, all sorts of really cute stuff. So yeah, highly recommend advent calendars just in general. And also Tokyo Pop has some cute ones now. If you want to go anime specific.
Like, cute.
Yeah, they sound fun.
Real quick, was looking over the chat. I do love Kiri did say, I would absolutely talk forever if allowed. Love it. We would love to talk forever.
Yeah. Oh my God, right?
We have limited time. And then Cassie goes, I would listen to Kiri talk forever. Oh, Cassie. Yay. I love it.
Those
Sharing
of you going,
the love.
Is the chat room fun? The answer is yes, always.
Yes.
We have so much fun in our chat room.
Yeah.
We are a bunch of nerds having a lovely time. The vibes are excellent. Yes. The Monday energy is weird, but the vibes are excellent.
There we go. That's another tagline.
We try.
All right. Continuing on with news and excitement, because this is, I'll be honest, this is a series I have not watched yet, but I recognize how popular it is, and it is one of those I'm like, all right, it is on my list. Blue Lock is going to have a season 3 that's been announced. So awesome. Clearly it's being successful. It is currently in production. The other part of news with that is like, oh, interesting. There'll be a live action film adaptation that is set for summer 2026. And that's premiering in Japan alongside the FIFA World Cup. And I'm like, real life and anime.
Sense.
Brilliant.
That makes sense.
I think that's so fun. So yeah, it's redefining sports storytelling with its high stakes, ego-driven competition. So the new film will be produced by, and apologies if we say any names wrong, Cretus, who did Kingdom, Golden Kamui, and Kokuho, which I'm like, oh, we're going to talk about that one too.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, yeah.
And distributed by Toho. And so that is going to be meaning it's going to get pretty large release. So that's very exciting. And fans can expect even higher intensity with the creators promising, quote, this marks a brand new beginning for Isagi and for us as well. We'll be creating this with full ego, eyes spinning, and tongues out. So get on your knees and wait for it. Okay. End quote.
This is an anime about soccer, to be clear.
Yes.
Football. I love it.
That sounds so fun.
That's fun. Right. I mean, it's already had 2 seasons in a movie, so another season in a live action movie. Let's go.
Yes, it is Monday.
It is indeed Monday, my dudes.
Yes. So be on the lookout for that. That's very exciting for those. So Blue Lock season 3 and the movie as well. All right, and new manga info. This is from Rukudo's Bad Girls is now available on IMAKI. So this delinquent school love drama series has arrived on IMAKI. So that's EMAQI. And we talked about them a little bit previously on another episode. So in case you're like, what is this? New place to get your manga. And the series is a mix of comedy, romance, coming of age, featuring underdog protagonists. We all have an underdog. Who inherits a mysterious power to charm delinquent girls. That sounds adorable.
Okay.
Yep. So, okay. I'm curious on that one. So, Rokudo's Bad Girls is now available over on IMAKI. So, you can look up IMAKI if you want to learn more about this.
Here's hoping that mysterious power is just like treating them like people. You know? Mysterious
power.
What do you mean? Compassion.
Tell me more. Okay.
No, I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
All right. And continue on, which we briefly mentioned. So Kokuho, there we go. Kokuho. G-Kids is bringing that movie to New York and LA theaters. It is Japan's official selection for Best International Feature. And they're going to be doing a special screening of that starting November 14th in LA. And November 21st in New York. And it was an official selection at Toronto International Film Festival and AFI Fest.
Ooh.
Very exciting. And let me see.
A heck of a pedigree.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be at the AMC Universal City Walk in Hollywood. So specifically that theater on the 14th. And the Angelica Film Center in New York on the 21st with a nationwide release to come. So if you're not in those areas, don't worry. And trying to see, it was produced by Aniplex, which I'm like, oh nice. And Marigon
but it's live
Studio.
action, yeah?
It is live action. And so G Kids is doing the North American release of it. I'm trying to see if we can. Oh, synopsis. There we go. Nagasaki in 1964. After the death of his father, the leader of a Yakuza gang, 14-year-old Kikuo, is taken under the wing of a famous kabuki actor. So the actor's only son decides to dedicate himself to the traditional form of theater. Across the decades, the two young men grow to evolve together, from acting school to the grandest stages. Amid scandals and glory, brotherhood and betrayals, each pushes to become the greatest living kabuki master. That sounds so cool.
That sounds fun.
It's like, what? Oh, here we go. Continuing to read further, I was like, more information. Kokuho means national treasure, which I'm like, oh, that's cool. So it's that sounds really cool about learning about artists and the sacrifice. Yes, how they sacrifice everything in the pursuit of the ultimate performance. Very cool.
Sounds like a good time.
Yes. Awesome. All right, that is it on news, which leads us to our anime coverage, which...
So before we get started on this one, because we are covering last week's episode and this week's episode, we are going to put up a content warning. Little kind of... I was at the Crunchyroll winter anime screening, fall anime season screening, rather. And we were talking about Gachiakta, and someone mentioned, hey, this week's going to be a little wild, because this was this past week. And I went, okay, and did not ask for details. And I watched the episode yesterday, immediately after watching Spy Family, and that whiplash was something else. So,
oh my goodness.
When I tell you that the content warnings for this discussion include human trafficking, grooming, and sexual abuse of a child, I mean it. We are in tragic backstory area, and oh my god.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we want to tackle that first and then go back to the fight, or
that was a big deal. Mine, I will be honest, I saw on Twitter somebody posted something, and I was like, what? Because I occasionally peruse Twitter just to see what's happening out there, and often it's garbage. But this was something on the show we're watching, and I was like, okay. And they're like backstory, and it had some panels, and I'm like, oh my god, what?
So here's what I'm thinking before we go any further. Let's talk about this now. Let's put up the spoilers banner. And for those of you who don't want to hear about this particular subject matter, cannot blame you. Please take care of yourselves. Mute the video. We will put the banner back to Gachiakata when we're talking about last week's episode and the aspects of this week's episode that do not pertain to Amo's backstory. So for those of you who really don't want to hear about it, this will be your visual indication when we get back to the other parts of the show. So we all good? Take care of yourselves, for real.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter and went, holy fuck. Like, what? And then I was curious how they were going to do it in an anime. And I
honestly,
think that was the best
changes.
way.
Yeah. It's the best way they could have done. And the fact that it was even before the theme. We had a 5-minute cold open, and they were like, here's what you're getting into this episode, kids.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Heckin' yikes. Long story, very short, Amo was sold to a trafficker by her mother for reasons unknown. And the trafficker raised her, groomed her, kept her rather ignorant of things, it seems.
Oh, yeah.
And
how we see her as bizarre makes so much more sense when you learn, like, oh, you were literally a captive and assaulted constantly
in that tower. Yeah, you were
taught that means love.
Yeah,
it was all kinds of, but that was, I think that was the it's so many things about that, of like, why bother including something like that, but it it happens, and I think the artist, for them to include it the way they did, I think they did the best job of showing it without showing it, but showing it enough to have the impact of. And some of the dialogue online was doing the childish drawing of like reverting back to that. I'm like, oh my gosh,
it really is it feels like we're taking a step back and then seeing the world how Amo sees it. When we see all of these like childish crayon drawings, and again we start seeing her mother with her face scribbled out, and we start seeing like she's obviously traumatized, and who can blame her for real. And it also explains a lot more of like rewatching last week's episode and some of the stuff she's saying. It's like, okay, this all makes so much of the sense now. You still have Satan's eyeballs. That's a character design thing, but like, girl, turns out she's always had Satan's eyeballs. We get to see like little uncertain how old, not sure I want to know her getting sold. It's just like, okay, all right, okay. Yikes.
Yep. And then how many items were already there indicates how frequently this probably happens.
I was wondering about that because he was very explicit about being a trafficker, not a merchant, not a salesman, a trafficker. And again, you're watching the sub, I'm watching the dub, so there might be some word choice difference, but that is a very specific word with very specific meanings.
He said, I think they had traffic, and I don't remember exactly, but it was also he steals anything and sells it too.
Okay.
Anything. Because that was explained too, of like, because when she wants the boots back, and he's like, well, you steal. Well, I'm just taking them back.
You get all sorts of stuff from people you meet at your job.
Yeah.
But and he like, there's a moment where he's freaking out about why won't the other kids play with me? Why don't the other traffickers like me? They think I'm creepy. And I'm like, how many of the other traffickers keep the wares?
Yeah.
Because from what I can tell, all the stuff that's still there, I don't think it's necessarily people he's kept, because it seems like he kept Amo for years, and a dude only lives for so long, you know? It seems like it's children who came through, people who came through, stripped of their items, and he kept them. Amo, I don't know if Amo was the only one that he kept. It seems like it might be that way.
Unclear, but
not sure I want to know.
Exactly. That's like, one of those, I'm like,
heckin' yikes. Yeah. There's not enough yikes in the world for this. There truly isn't. And it's this poor girl.
I'm like, you laugh so you don't cry. Because like going back to, you're just like, But
and it's not like trafficking is an unknown thing. We even got this in episode 2 when we had people who were going to kidnap Rudo and basically sell him for parts, because any spherite stuff just goes for crazy money, and a living one would go for even more. So it's not like we haven't been accustomed to the concept of humans selling other humans, especially on the ground. The grooming aspect of it, it's exceptionally fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
So much.
I don't know because we have to address that, but there's plot relevant stuff that I don't want to talk about in conjunction to that. So I think it might be time to swap back over, and we just need to be careful about what we mention. To be, I was gonna say, is there anything in chat that anyone wants to say about it? Has anyone said anything, or are we just nobody likes that? Nobody likes that. Okay.
We're like the rest of the team listening to the story going, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I will say she is telling us everything. Maybe don't interrupt her right now. It's like, that shouldn't have been a funny line, but it was kind of a funny line because, oh my God, the understatement there. It's like, oh, we just wanted to know about the guy going to the sphere. We were not expecting the entire tragic backstory, but boy, are we getting the entire turbo fucked tragic backstory.
I think it was less. I mean, I sometimes I've watched them right back to back when I've been curious of how they handled the English one. I don't think with the sub it was as comedic a break of a. But then that is the thing that is really good with media is having that complete contrast to tonal shift. And it was more when Rudo shows up and they're like, where have you been? She's telling us everything, like essentially stop talking because we're getting all the details. But what did you think of when we learned it's the person can fly? Well, yeah, they fly.
I was just like, sure. Honestly, my
Pretty
theory
much.
for this is that the person that we're looking at is the leader of the Raiders. The person that Jabber works for, et cetera, et cetera. Like, that's my theory. I don't think we've seen, like, we just saw his face for the first time in the post-credits scene, as it were, given that we didn't actually get the credits for this episode.
Yeah, we see his face briefly. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, hi. But my going theory for all of this is that whoever is behind the mask, whether it's the head of the Raiders or someone else entirely, is trying to collect everything in this series.
Yes.
Because the heavy implication at the end of this is that Jabber stole the boots, because we hear her almost screaming, which is give it back, give them back, which is really heartbreaking because, man, we made some progress with her.
Oh, yeah. No, it was, it hurt so much because then it's I'm pretty sure he killed her.
I don't know.
Well,
for me,
true.
It really could go either way. This was a fetch quest. I mean, I don't know.
But knowing Jabber, I'm like,
he could have just paralyzed her and left her on the ground.
True. I'm hoping he didn't kill her because, it felt like we got so much with her, and then it's for her just to die. Though I do think before we knew it was Jabber, I was thinking it was our murderer mystery person getting the boots back and then killing her for who knows what reason. But then when we saw it was Jabber, it's maybe. And I had the same thought too of it's collecting that outfit because the Raider guy had like a vest thing or a chest piece one. So we have chest piece one, we have gloves, and we have shoes.
And the boss has a back piece.
Yeah, well, which makes me think the chest piece thing. Like do we think it's?
I think it's a full like vest, but I think that's also what like the angel is.
Yes.
So, yeah, I also think that's why he was up there, and I think that's why Regto was killed, because you were the last known owner of these gloves. That's what we're going for. And then they weren't there. They're on this kid. All right, let's make sure the kid gets dropped into the pit, and then you go and strip them off his corpse. And instead, he didn't die, and you're like, all right, we'll just take the whole kid then. That's cool, and that doesn't work out, and you keep adapting. But yeah, I'm with you on I think he's whoever this is, they're trying to reassemble the series. And it's possible that we have multiple people trying to reassemble the series, because having only seen the mask for the angel throws a kink into things, trying to figure this out. I did appreciate going back to the cleaner's base and just talking about, what did you see in Rudo? What do you think? And her saying that like she'd seen this like rage that could level cities in there. And honestly, we've seen how Rudo grew up. Can you blame him?
Yeah, no, Laura says Rudo promised to get the guy who took his father figure with the fire in his eyes of revenge. Yes, so there was something about him, and that made it in a weird way how Rudo could kind of connect with Amo and be like, I understand, which
helped.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of pivoting on the thing, but we can come back. But mad props to Engine of how he handled that with Rudo, that I'm like, this is a mentor figure and like the best possible understanding the situation, going, wow, you really did fuck around and find out. So what did we learn? Well, why aren't you gonna tell me anything? well, clearly you know how what you did didn't work. I don't need to tell you, but holding that space for letting Ruto figure it out and just being there, I was like, oh, this is why Engine's in charge of this group.
Yeah. And even just defusing the situation right after the beatdown when Ruto's yelling about, like, oh, just because she's a girl, oh, just because she seems helpless, that makes it okay what she's done, like, just going off. And Engine going, so that's how you feel? Yeah, I can see why. So how are we going to get the information? And just bringing it crashing back down to the point of this entire mission and bringing reality back into that rage cloud.
Yep.
And this is, I mean, last time, like 3 episodes ago, we were talking about Engine massively dropping the ball by telling Amo that he couldn't think with her outfit and asking her to cover up, which is now even more fucked given circumstances.
Dude, all her postures and things too, it makes more sense of like, oh, this part, oh my God. Yep.
But yeah, like we were commenting on, okay, he's only human, and then coming back to this and him saying, yeah, that is one of my major faults. I had to be explicit, like I had to have my nose rubbed in it to figure it out, and I am still working on it. You can recognize when you've messed something up, and that's honestly pretty cool. It's like, yeah, not a lot of people know their own flaws. It can be hard.
Yep.
So yeah, just he handled it all extremely well. It's like, okay, we've seen him mess up. We've seen him completely fumble the ball with diplomatic relations. And we've also seen that's why, oh, these are his people. This is why Zonka thinks he's the coolest thing ever. This is why people look up to him, because he's able to field the extremes that can happen in these missions.
Yep.
Especially when a lot of his people have just been re-traumatized, let's say.
I gotta love and I'll admit I was the same. I forgot oh, we can all have them have one critical hit, then they're fine. I was like,
I forgot
that already.
Well, they sold the Engine thing so well.
Yep.
And even her checking him over and afterwards going, he was fine by the time I got there. I just helped him sell it. Like, girl, amazing. Just amazing.
Oh, that was so good.
This is why you need your support squad. They're incredible.
Yes. And then other team members, Tamsi's weapon. We finally get to see that. It's not exactly what I was expecting, but I love it so much. I was thinking wrapping things up, sure, but the way it was such a giant web and like hitting into the ceiling, and it just keeps constricting if you move, and then the ball, loved it.
And the fact that he's a fiber arts person. I love that.
Yep.
That's fun. That's, again, everyone's weapon, everyone's instrument being a reflection of who they are. He's just like, yeah, I'm super into crafting. Like, of course you are. Yeah, that tracks. Let's go. Excellent. Excellent.
And now it makes sense, too, of not wanting to use that necessarily on people.
Yeah. Or not allies, at least.
Yes. And poor Delmon getting part of his backstory, which, it's not, is it anime if we don't have a tragic backstory? Seriously.
Depends on the anime, but also.
True.
Yeah.
Happens a lot. It does happen a lot.
And just the conversation about, like, yeah, it can be rough showing people their loved ones, especially if they lost people. And then waking up, they're experiencing that loss all over again. And we just pan the camera over to Rio, and we make very sure to never show her flashbacks or any of her backstory. And I'm like, that's a bomb that's going to go off later on this series. You know, put that one on the wall and just wait for it.
Yeah.
Starting to think that Zonka's the only one who doesn't have a tragic backstory. He might. I could be totally wrong on that front.
And yes, I did love I mean, we kind of said it, but the interaction with Tamsi and Zonka of like, yo, bro, I knew that was going to happen. Did you not remember either? He's like, oh, and I'm all us. We are all Zonka going, why did you do that?
Zonka. And just there were fireworks. We were crying. We were dancing. It was a whole thing. It was just happened. You don't remember that? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was It was phrased really well, and it was really funny.
I'm curious now of how that works after this point. So is that the one and done? Like, so can we go back?
Spell has been used.
We need to do it again. Go right back.
So, I mean, this was the mission, though. The mission was to get to Amo and to get the information, and they got as much information as Amo was capable of telling them with her understanding of the situation, along with her tragic backstory and getting her giver item from her abusive abuser. Yeah, as in basically being handed it and then accidentally sending him out a window when he tried to steal it back.
Which it is, did love that too. I was like, it was so satisfying.
It's like, also, goodbye. And then just, it
is interesting. The mystery person is, why bother? Why bother having her hold on to them if they're just going to come back and get it some of their time? And clearly our mystery person and our now mystery person number 2, who's gone, probably dead. But the way they move to both of them, I don't necessarily think it's the leader of the Raiders, because it seems like a bulkier, bigger person, but I'm not totally sure.
Fair.
Because the anatomy of our mystery person seems very slim. I feel they're doing it pretty ambiguous of what both of them were, but it feels like a slim, taller person, and just how they move is very fluid. And I want to know more, because I'm like, how did you that sideways fight?
So I want to talk for a minute about the movie Scream, notably Scream 4, because the idea for those of you who have never seen a Scream movie is that it's not like your Freddy's and Jasons and whatnot of the world, where it's always the same guy behind the mask, except for that one Jason movie. That was weird. But we don't talk about that one. But for Scream, it's always a normal ass human in the getup, in the ghost face getup. So while we're still working with Mr. X, and while everyone's a suspect, while we're still in that phase, Ghostface is generally very physically capable, very able to do, like, lift a grown man up by his lapels, throw a person out a window, whatever. And sometimes after the reveal, that doesn't always make sense. Sometimes you sit here and go, wait, that human's Ghostface? That human picked up that human? How? Sometimes you just kind of sit there and go, okay. But in the lead up to it, it's still crazy. And you just go, yep, someone is in that Ghostface thing. Could be an adult man, could be a teenage girl, could be anybody. Ghostface has been both across the iterations. But that's kind of what I'm seeing with this. While we are working with these masked figures, and they could be anyone, I would imagine that under that cape, they are keeping it as generic as possible to keep from tipping off the audience as to who they are. And I realize that this is Gachi Akita, this is not a Scream movie, but still, that's kind of where I come to it. When you have someone who is masked and robed and obviously a mystery person, unless you are deliberately laying clues as to where we're going with this, unless you have like deliberate design choices there, I would not be surprised if they were keeping this relatively generic to keep from tipping the audience off way in advance.
Very
fun. And I'm sure there's manga readers in the chat going, you have no idea. And that's manga fine. People. Please keep us spoiler free. But half the fun of reading ahead and then watching us talk is being able to go in the privacy of your own wherever you're watching this, you know?
Yeah, it is not a automatic if and then, but it made me curious about it. But that could be the misdirection too, because we haven't seen the leader of the Raiders stand or move. But based off the initial look of what he looks like, I'm like, but there's so many. I think the pieces on this board are so many pieces, but it's a puzzle where we have like all the corners and nothing connecting anything. So we're just
we've
like,
got a
okay.
couple of spatters in the middle.
Yeah.
Like we've just connected
cool.
Regto's murderer with person who can go to the sphere and back without getting splattered. Like we've just put those two pieces together. They're both sky pieces, and boy, if this isn't a picture of a sunset, you know?
We also reaffirm the world building that there is some kind of barrier to go into the sphere too. So the question is, what does that mean exactly? We don't know exactly because we haven't had anybody be conscious.
We talked about it
to go through.
We talked about it before we went into this episode, and the thing is, like, people don't get past the barrier. Like, they don't survive the experience. So the idea is that someone who could survive going through, we needed to know how and why. So odds are it's likely something to do with the vital instrument, the wing, something, which is why he was carrying thing 2.
That's true. Maybe the other one could do it.
Hell, maybe the other one's Regto.
Yeah.
We don't know how old Amo is, and we kind of know how old Rudo is. So who knows? Who the heck knows? Could be anything.
More mysteries, but still intriguing, and definitely some fucked up episodes. But good lordy,
and the sun is slightly warm. Oh boy,
I do think
was not prepared.
Okay, and another moment of levity. I did like this too. Noah Laura says, I did get a kick out of Engine telling Rudo his type of woman. It was funny.
It kind of came right out of nowhere. I was like,
no, but I think that's the point too.
Oh yeah,
of Rudo going, huh? What?
It's like, if you have a point, please make it. There's the point. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And so I appreciated getting more of our characters, and just
it was weird. It was weird and unsettling, and I hope she's still alive.
I hope she is. And in the meta-ness of it, I kind of hope in storytelling that way, maybe other people can like recognize when there are problems and be able to get help they need too. Because you always wonder that of when it's that idea of telling things that are awful. Maybe that is actually good because then people recognize, hey, I know what this is. And then
being able to recognize yourself or something like that in the narrative. And
so it's like, oof. But it's still important storytelling, and props the mangaka of handling it.
It did not feel cheap and exploitative.
Yes, most tactful way possible. Yes.
All right, moving on to the comedy. Moving on to the comedy. I think we're good for Gachiacta for the night.
All right, and Pivot, which I'm like, I don't think I even have one because it's been a minute.
Oh, it has been a minute, but Spy Family premiered this past weekend. Let's go. A very fun time.
We might adjust it later, but that way for now.
You to opposite. It's all caps and a little X.
Okay. Well, hold on. We shall edit that. Hold on.
Branding.
Yes. Well, I have seen
branding
other
is
ways
hard.
Online too. You know.
Yeah, but every time we get a press release, it's like the all caps with the
Well, shot in a chaser, y'all. Like, good lordy.
I forgot that's what I was calling it. Yes.
Yes, this is shot in a chaser. But this is It is exactly what we left off vibes. It was fun coming back in. There was plot. There was silliness. There were some of the comedy things that I know we've both harped on before that were like, well, it's back, but we're happy to be here.
Yeah.
At least it was short too, because it's the Nightfall, how much she loves Lloyd is a lot. But and Frankie being Frankie. But them together was pretty darn funny.
Them together was hilarious. And I think this is the first time I've walked out of a Frankie episode feeling for Frankie. Because he did the thing, he got his comeuppance, but also like, bro, you could be treated better, sir.
True.
But also getting to see, because so much of what we see is like him getting dragged into comedy shenanigans or being a womanizer. Like we see all the funny stuff. Getting to see the traps that he has set up, and some of them are funny, and some of them are like, "Where did you get the boulder? No, where did you get the boulder, sir?
Where did you store the boulder?
Where do you store the boulder? How do you reset the boulder? But also getting the how do you talk to your contacts? How do you get into the club? Your sense of disguise, your sense of just all of that. And then
secret
being
subways.
able, yeah. And then knowing the city, know it well enough to go, oh no, we can't go that way. There's a bunch of snitches on that street. We'll go down here. It's an alternate route. We'll be fine. So taking a spy and going, you have no idea what you're doing in this environment. Here's how it works. Because like her battering ram technique didn't work super well.
Nope. But you know what? This episode made me go, hot damn, she can fight though. I mean, I knew she was good before, but this was a good reminder of, wow, she just was so cool with her fighting. And I mean, her love of Twilight is too much, but it wasn't too bad in this one.
Yeah.
But
because we didn't have them together the whole time. The camera left with her.
But how she fought
the Sakuga budget. The Sakuga budget was on her fighting moves.
Yes.
I just keep going back to the kicking the guy and then hooking her leg over his arm. Amazing.
Chef's kiss and the flip.
Queen shit.
So clean. Yep. And with our main trio, we get like the comedy and then back to their antics and everybody getting to show off their own way. Though I do like when Lloyd runs off and he doesn't really have an explanation of what he's going to do. Like, so you're a psychiatrist and you know how to use heavy machinery.
Sure, why not? I had a summer job at one point. Like,
you know, that would be a good, internship.
Yor would buy it. Doesn't matter if Anya does.
100%.
I feel so bad for Anya, though, doing the whole, civic responsibility over playing at this festival. I want to go home and study. It's the only excuse she can think of. And why are you looking around so much? Teacher said that we can learn lots of things in the world. Like, oh, great.
Yep. Her thinking on the fly is spot on, and poor Bond, but doing a good job of communicating. I enjoyed the establishing of, yes, they can communicate with each other. Mostly.
But also Twilight knowing that Bond is an intelligence dog and just straight up telling him, chocolate is poison to you. Do not lick that. Knowing that he would understand. It's like, I love things like this. Like, yes, we established this. And now we continue on. Like, he knows.
We even get a recall back of Yor's bad cooking. That was funny again, too. So, yeah, it was a lot of we're back. And it's just funny. And
it is. Let's Anya save the world, but who's going to save Anya?
I actually said that as it was happening. She goes, Anya save the world. And I go, but who will save Anya? And then there was a line.
Yes. Oh, sweetie.
Those are great lines when you go, this is probably what they're going to say. And then they do it. And you're like, oh, it's so satisfying. Because yep, they're right on the vibe.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
I can't really appreciate a dude wanting to commit mass murder. I can very much appreciate why am I working on my day off? Why am I the only one who has to work on my day off? And quite frankly, I would throw in the towel for that day too if I fell down a pile of rubble and then a bird shit on my face.
In your eye. Not even just your face, your eye.
I would be done with life. I would be completely, nope, take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Because that's one of those things where life is just rude.
Yeah.
Just being rude as anything.
Yeah. Life shitting on you, literally.
Like, I can't blame you for being mad. I can blame you for the potential future attempted murder that you were cooking up. That's a problem, actually. But man, and just getting the context from Twilight about, and there have been labor disputes and we've been looking into the quality of life for this. And we've been it's like, okay, so this guy is a victim. And thankfully we managed to avert the murders, but also ain't no way he's keeping this job. Look at the state of those pieces of machinery. Ugh.
Yep.
This guy and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad everything.
The other big plot one was how there are the strawberry shortage.
It
you
feels
know what though?
small, but I get it.
Yes, it is one of those. It is small, but hey, trade and trade wars and holding on to resources and feeling the effects of that. We go, we get it. But that was an interesting plot line there, and wanting to get a signature, which we don't exactly know the full extent, from the Quill. I thought that was a cute nickname for him.
Yeah, I think he was like not just this, well, the signature, but also the whole piece of documentation.
Oh yes, that
making
was
it look
we need to
fully
copy
official.
it. Yes.
A forger, if you will, because that's what he is. I'm like, all right, that's funny. Let's go.
Yeah, that is entertaining. We also have Nightfall wanting more work with Frankie of like, hey, if you know other people, by him going, I'm gonna lose my friends.
It's like, not with you. Not with you.
Not you though. No.
Because the refusing to give him the information, demanding to go this place, and again, the battering ram technique is bad, actually, for this line of work.
Yeah. Teamwork skills for her are subterranean.
Subpar.
Yeah. They don't exist. And it's like, hey,
bad.
if you want to work with him, you need to work with him.
Yeah.
But you probably get a lot out of it. And
it's like if you would have just handed over the information. Well, you might not have gotten it from the Quill, because he was like, that's a bad amount of money. Forget that noise.
I like the communicating through the radio broadcast. Yeah. That was cute. Thought that was very, very spy-esque.
I love seeing a lot of spy stuff. Forever ago, we watched all the seasons of Turn Washington Spies, and seeing like the old time spy things where they would write things on eggs with acid and then deliver the eggs. It was, they did some beautiful, wild shit. It was very fun to see all that going. But yeah, that's spy techniques. They're always fun.
Yeah.
It's just good to see.
I'm trying to think of anything else that stood out of.
I think those are the big ones.
That was a big thing. If there's other moments that stood out to you from Spy Family coming back, let us know, leave a comment. Oh, it was funny though, when I was about to watch it, it started with the movie first and it was like an hour and 40 minutes. And I'm like, whoa, no. And then it's like, oh, not the first episode of the next season. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's Crunchyroll going, you missed this episode. It's like, no, I saw that episode.
Which, plug for both of us, go check out our playlist. We have interviews with predominantly most of the English voice cast of Spy Family here on the Fanversation channel. Just go check out playlist. You'll see the Spy Family Code White premiere, and we talk pretty much almost all the main characters.
Yeah.
So go watch those if you haven't watched them yet, which then will bring us to our recommendations, because then we'll tell you other things too. Yes. And so this is stuff you should check out: movies, shows, games, books. Obviously, Kiri's book you can check out starting tomorrow.
Or if you want to run to a there's probably not still a Barnes & Noble open today, but they're on shelves at Barnes & Noble, and they should be at other bookstores tomorrow. And yes, it's available online.
Yes. Show-wise, it's been out for a minute, and it was on my radar, and I just hadn't watched it. So if you all don't know, I like Bollywood stuff. So I'm like, not a huge surprise. But there's a show called The Royals, and this is a rom-com, very just popcorn, sprinkle Bollywood, some song and dance things, but it worked within the world of the thing. Like, it's at a dance and they're dancing at a dance. It is so fun. It is a woman who's trying to do a like Airbnb style, but is doing it at royal palaces and wants the royal family to be there, because then the idea is you stay there and you're staying with royalty. And I was like, that's adorable. And she accidentally meets the prince. He doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know who he is. And they have like an interesting interaction. And then they see each other again later. But it's not going as well. So I'm like, okay, we got some enemies to lovers. Love it. It's
excellent.
It is so playful. Like, don't go into this too seriously. Like, some people's comments were like, me acting. I'm like, no, this is so fun. It is exactly like, I'm like, I just want something light and entertaining. It does have some pretty good spice, is pretty modern of some of it. That I was like, ooh, this is fun.
So less Hallmark movie, more Bridgerton, or
yes. So somebody was doing a review and was saying it's kind of like Emily in Paris, which I haven't seen it, Bridgerton, and Princess Diaries was her comparison. So I'm like, yeah, like it's fun. It is PG-13 on the sexy. Like you're not gonna see nudity, but it's like it is a
less Bridgerton.
I like that they're treating it as adults who get intimate, because that's the thing of some things. It's like they don't treat it that way. Like these are grown ass adults. If they're gonna have their one night stand, they're gonna have it.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet, so we'll see how it ends. But there's also a queer plot line, which is fun to have in there as well as that kind of representation, and just exploring relationships and a woman CEO, and that's the other thing. She's the CEO of her company and a successful company. So like that's like it's all the things I'm like, this is great and this is just fun. So I have a few more episodes to go, but overall it's just very entertaining. It's over on Netflix and it's called The Royals, and just overall good time.
Good.
I don't think I have anything else I was mainly watching. I started the new anime. May I ask? It's like,
may I ask for one final thing?
Yes, may I ask for one thing? I started that. Watched the first 2 episodes. Entertaining. Speaking of women kicking ass, it is nobility, and it is like older time period. Alternate history is not really real world stuff, but still. And it has a lady who like punches royal people in the face. It's so satisfying. I am curious where it's going to go, because it does have the thing of like, okay, we have the really annoying people. We do get the satisfaction of bad things happening to them, but I wanted to evolve past that a little bit more. So we'll see. It's only the first 2 episodes, but so far I had a couple of friends post about it, and I like those people. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And it's so far so good. So
good.
Yeah, I will see more. But and Kaiju, man. Kaiju number 8 is that's the other shot in the chaser. It's getting heavy on that one. My goodness, but I like it. And Don I think is done now.
It's done for the season. Yes.
Is still as zany as ever, but love it. And yeah, Kaiju number 8, we need a win because it's a lot.
I haven't watched anything from this season yet that I didn't see at Anime Expo. I'm behind.
There's a roller coaster of emotions there. I'll tell you that.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm watching. What about you?
I got my first horror movie this season. We sat down and watched Host, which was made during the pandemic. It's the like 56-minute long movie that was entirely shot as a Zoom call.
Okay, cool. I was like, which one? I feel like
I know there's like 5 different hosts, but this is the Zoom call one.
Okay, got it.
And basically it was fun.
Okay, good.
It was a lot of fun. Like, you don't expect a masterpiece, but you also sit here going, how did they do that? And the answer is some very excellent stunt work and some post-production.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's basically this group of friends, young adult friends during the pandemic, during lockdown. Mm-hmm. They all get together on their normal Zoom call and they bring in a medium to host a seance. And things go wrong. And things like, go wrong. Because I mean, part of it is like, hey, like the one friend whose idea this was and who's bringing in this person that she obviously knows is like, I need you to respect what's going on here. I need you to treat her with respect. I need you to like be cool about things, okay? And then one person fucks around and it turns out that is the gateway to a whole lot of finding out.
Okay.
It's a good one. It's got some solid kills. Okay. And it's, again, less than an hour because the idea is this is a recording of a Zoom call. And if you don't pay for Zoom, you get an hour and that's it. So the whole movie's like 56 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's faithful to that. So
love that.
It's a fun time. I have been watching, same YouTube videos, same et cetera. We're having a good time here. Great British Baking Show is continuing on. I'm having a very good time. Great American Baking Show Halloween special dropped, which was absolutely hysterical. And I think it's a Roku exclusive, uncertain, but it was really fun. And then the Crunchyroll screening that they invited us to, that I was fortunate enough to go to. They did show us May I Ask for One Final Thing, which was, a really good time. Whole audience had a great time with it. Like, there were a few of us sitting together, like, okay. No. So on a scale of what are you going to keep watching versus what are you maybe going to keep an eye on for later? Like, where do they rank? And a lot of people had May I Ask One Final Thing at the top of their list. Like, we had a great time. For me, the next one down on the list was This Monster Wants to Eat Me. And I have my little, like, okay, what are the embargoes? Okay, we're good to talk about it. It is essentially about a depressed, suicidal girl who lost her family in a tragic accident and is kind of going through the motions and, trying to figure things out. And a mermaid who's like, no, you are very tasty. I plan on eating you later, but I got to keep you alive for now. So it's very interesting. It's definitely like if you have trouble with stories about suicide or those specific mental health topics, it may not be for you. It's beautiful and potential monster lesbians. So I'm here for it.
All right.
There is also Tojima Wants to Be a Common Writer, which was hysterical. My roommate described it as two people making their hyperfixation everyone else's problem. Because it's this guy who was extremely obsessed with the show Kamen Rider, which was a little like Power Rangers. It's suited up character fighting the bad guys, etc., and has been obsessed with it his entire life. And first episode, we kind of get to see like the backstory. We get to see kind of how this is going wrong. But then it all comes back around. And this is a world where it's just a show. Power, as far as we know, like powers like this don't exist. You can't actually transform into a Kamen Rider. Like, this is just a media property. So this guy wanting to be a Kamen Rider is like me saying I want to be a Power Ranger. Like, good job. It's not. Dude is 40 and is still kind of living with this. So some of it is, yes, I'm a fan of this thing, but maybe we need to take it easy. And some of it is just straight up hilarious. And it's very well animated. Like, it looks good. So if you're into Kamen Rider, definitely check that one out. And the last one, like everyone I talked with about this one, we were all kind of like, I'm intrigued, but I think I'll check in 6 to 8 weeks and just watch things as a chunk and see where we go from here. And this was for My Status as an Assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. If it sounds like an isekai, it is. Again, whole classroom of people isekai'd. We're focusing in on the class Wallflower. His status as an assassin exceeds the heroes, obviously. But it's also one of those, okay, things are a little weird. Okay, not everything is as it seems. The animation and the character design are very reminiscent. Like, the animation style is almost Escaflowne for some of the characters. Okay. We were looking at this going, that man is really pretty. What? Oh, this is like Escaflowne. So we got to watch the first 2 episodes. Only the first episode is out on Crunchyroll right now, so no spoilers from me. I am intrigued enough to kind of want to know where it goes, but not enough to watch it on a week-to-week basis. So if you are into isekai, if you like this kind of thing, put it at or towards the top of your list for this season, because it is pretty. And what we saw was fun. If isekai isn't really your bag, if you're not into this stuff, I would say, give it a couple episodes, see what's up, see if you're willing to roll with it. But also, if you really don't like it, there's no shame in noping out. And again, this one, I'm going to put a pin in it and probably check in on it in November and see where we are. Because I'm interested, but I kind of just want to watch it in chunks. That's how I'm treating To Be Hero X, which I need to catch up on.
Oh, yeah. I need to catch back up, but...
Yeah. What I have been mainlining is Secrets of the Silent Witch, which is incredible. A+, no notes. Put it directly in my veins. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay. I haven't watched it yet. I saw it the other day, like, on the queue, and I'm all, so it'll be probably next. All right.
It's good. It's still... I honestly don't know. I'm not completely caught up. I think I'm an episode or 2 behind at this point. I was caught up a week ago. So I don't know if we had a season finale or if it's still going. I'm not sure. But I think we're getting pretty close to some form of season finale. And I'd love to see a season 2. Because part of it is, yeah, okay, magical high school thing. And the other part of it is, oh, we're not just dealing with a girl who got promoted because she had so much social anxiety she couldn't chant to do magic and instead invented magic without chanting, which is crazy for this world. We're also dealing with political subterfuge and a really insane tragic backstory. And just a few things happen where I'm like, it was darker than I expected for this show.
Okay.
All right, let's go. What else you got? So
Nice.
I'm here for it. It has been a really good time. A+, no notes, highly recommend.
Let us know what media you're checking out, books, movies, games, what have you. Leave a comment down below that what you think other people should check out and enjoy. And if you have seen or played or read what we've talked about, let us know. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. And a huge thank you again to our guest, Kiri. And we are so happy to have you all watching. Yes.
Her book comes out tomorrow. Go check out her book.
Tomorrow.
And by tomorrow, I mean October 7th. So if you're watching this after October 6th, the book is already available. So go get it.
There you go.
For real. And if you're like, I'm not sure if I want to spend money on this, your local library should have a page on their website or a physical form in their office, depending on how your library does this, where you can say title, author, ISBN, etc. Please add this to your collection. And generally speaking, they will do it in some form. Like I've had a few where I go, please add this to your collection. Then I've seen the audiobook pop up. So yeah, do the thing.
All right. And where can people find you online, Katie?
You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet.
And you can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Again, make sure to check out that Spy Family playlist if you're new here and you haven't had a chance to check it out. It's on the playlist tab here on the Fanversation YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Give the video a thumbs up. And you can also check out Fanversation on all social media platforms, which, speaking of, we forgot to do at the beginning, but NTATNV over on Blue Sky and Twitter. We post different links up there or images of stuff we talked about or just other kind of announcements. Stay in the loop. It's another way to reach out for us. And there we go. So thank you. Again, so many thank yous for tuning in. And if you join the chat, awesome. And if you watch quietly from the shadows, we're still happy to have you here.
Yeah. And if you watch later, we also still love you. Belatedly, but nonetheless. The love does not expire.
Yes. All right. Well, take care, and we will see you next time.
Happy
Bye.
spoopy. Stay safe out there.